Hello everyone, my name is Nathan and today it's time for another episode of Oxygen Not Included in the Ultimate Base 2.0. The previous episode we ended with Jean actually coming to Grovista in order to do some space exploration. I'm gonna send her back right afterwards. And Marie downstairs here is just continuing her usual work. Right now she's sweeping up some stuff. I announced in the previous episode that I wanna take care of the oil biome at least a little bit in terms of digging down, taking care of the spore kits and maybe hooking up one oil reservoir. Checking out the temperatures, in some cases we're gonna get scolded. I also would like to know what this volcano here is about. So I wonder what would be the best course of action right now. Looks like the only room we have active zombie spores is this room here. I might be able to do some trickery here in order to get rid of that. But I definitely would like this to be approached with an Atmos suit. So maybe let's cut off the ladder access right here and then we should be able to go down. I also want to make sure the heat of the biome at the bottom isn't seeping through. Maybe we could get things started by insulating this layer here. And I'm also going to insulate it towards the other side, something along these lines. And we're also going to do some more insulation right here. I should be able to build all of that without issues. If I can, I also would like to set up a liquid pump maybe at this point. We're gonna get a pipe going straight upstairs into the other world, I guess. Right now it's just polluted water and water, which I already have filtered out in the other world. Actually, I want to make sure this is the case. It will be going into this direction and then into my cleaning system. Yeah, this is good. But I couldn't do that if we deal with other types of liquids. Jean has done an incredible job so far and we even discovered the next planetoid. This is absolutely great. I really wonder what type this one is gonna be. Anyways, I'm gonna need a little bit of power for my pump that I'm gonna set up here. And then maybe another thing I wanna check is reed fiber. We're gonna need that in order to actually repair the Atmos suits. And obviously we're also gonna need an exosuit forge that I'm gonna place here. But yeah, once we have taken care of the insulation and the water pool, I should be ready to start digging down and explore this in great detail. I also haven't seen any pips in the printing pod just yet, so I wonder if I actually have to visit the pips in order for this to function. I'm gonna open up this part here. Since we still have a door on the other side, the pip shouldn't be able to escape. And then I guess I'm just gonna pick up some dirt so duplicants go into the same room as the pip. Maybe only then it counts as being discovered. Look at Jean, she's looking absolutely devastated. Yeah, her morale went down to 33. She's gonna be a little bit pissed when coming back, but she won't have to spend much more time on this planetoid. Now I just noticed we are rapidly losing power in these battery modules. Is there a way to prevent this from happening? I mean, there's nothing in here that actively uses the power, is there? Actually, there's the refrigerator. Yeah, maybe I should have thought about this a little bit better. Come on, Jean, you're working against time now. Looks like to definitely explore this planetoid, we will have to send a rocket into orbit, and then we should know a little bit more about it. Yeah, there's no way we're gonna make it here with the battery module. Okay, that is a good thing to know. I shouldn't have sent her with the refrigerator. Now, of course, she is idling because I only have 2 oxygen mask docks, which can be a little bit of a problem since they do not provide that much oxygen. Oh, wait a second. I think we're actually already done. This is great. Jean, that means you can go back. Where are you? Right here. You're gonna move here in order to drop your oxygen mask and then I'm gonna send you straight back. So unequip that suit and move up to the rocket. Change destination to back home. That should be good. And then Jean, you wanna enter this module and begin the launch sequence. And there she goes. See us soon. Okay, I'm already gonna put her back into the normal schedule. I think it was the 3rd schedule here. And then we changed nothing else with her. Atu, how are you doing? No progress whatsoever. Not sure I'm too happy with you. I made a little chamber here in order to store all the liquids except water and polluted water that I'm sweeping up. I just made the mistake of putting some polluted water here, and then I also want to increase the priority of this bottle emptier. Of course, right now we are without power inside of the rocket. Let's tell Jean to already equip that Atmos suit again, and then I guess we should soon arrive. Yeah, just a little ways to go. As for Otto, I also would like to have a little chamber here that I can use in order to store different types of liquids. So we're gonna set up a little basin here and have a bottle emptier as well. This way I can store brine or salt water, maybe even oil. Gene, come back to us. You can do it. Yes, good timing. You know, one thing we could actually do to prevent this from happening with the oxygen and the power on the rocket is use an oxalite refinery to produce some oxalite, which we can then dump in the rocket, and it's gonna continually emit oxygen. The problem about the forge is I believe it's extremely hot, but also it requires some gold amalgam, which we don't have an infinite source just yet. And I'm not even sure if we hook up a gold volcano on a different planetoid, we actually get the refined version. On the other side, Groista here actually does give us a lot of gold. If we go ahead and check this up, we already have 112 tons of gold amalgam. This is really nice. Okay, with the exosuit forge station in place, we should also send over some reed fiber, and then we are ready. Actually, that is something, yeah, we want to track that. How much reed fiber do we have in the main base? 209 units. So maybe let's send 50 units over, though I'm not sure how heavy they are. I presume it's 1 kilogram per reed fiber. Yeah, 210 reed fibers are 210 kilograms. That would be industrial ingredient. We have reed fiber and we want to give over 50 kilograms. That is going to be enough to repair the atmosuit 50 times. Pretty good, I would say. Bunny, yeah, 50. Okay, that actually worked perfectly. That means get away again. And no, Bunny picked it all up again. Actually, she only picked up one. Okay, that is good. Most of them are actually moving over now. So 47 units of reed fiber. That means we're gonna enable the checkpoint here of the atmosuit. And Otto is not gonna have to struggle for his life all the time. Enable this. Wait. You wanna move over? Well, actually your day is over soon. So never mind. As of the next day, we'll run around in an atmosuit. And also, we'll have to focus on these ladders because that's a way down at the moment that I don't want to be accessible. Alright, at this point I think I've been waiting long enough for a new duplicant. I would like to have a doctor in the joint. And it looks as though Nisbet is gonna be that candidate. Yes, let's actually go ahead and do that. We're gonna print a new duplicant. Wonderful. I'm gonna leave her in the main schedule. However, we have to change her priorities. First and foremost, the doctoring is gonna be the most important part, and after that we want some operating. Everything else is either disallowed or comes after that. In terms of skills, we're gonna get into doctoring right away since we do need a skilled duplicant in that labor. And then hopefully at some point we will be able to actually use the sickbay and the disease clinic right there. I'm gonna actually try to skip training for her, but I do not believe the training at this point is really mandatory. I also decided to make a proper encasement here for our oxygen production room. So that is a project I started. And I also decided that I'm just gonna send a rocket in order to grab this pip egg. This pip here is not gonna survive for much longer, but we can certainly send a rocket and grab the egg. I also swapped one of my battery modules with a cargo canister, and if I'm not mistaken I should be able to set this to carbon dioxide, and then on the other side this here should continue working. Actually, gas pipes are empty. Let's pump up some stuff, see if that actually does the job. Yeah, looks like everything is going through right now. This is good because I wanted to get rid of some of the carbon dioxide here. And then looking at the module here, we can see indeed we did collect the carbon dioxide. So this is a good way to get rid of it within the small capsule. Anyhow, it's now time to send that rocket back to Groista. Was that Groista? Hold the phone. Yeah, of course, we wanted to grab the pip egg. That is the most important thing. I'm not gonna send Sheen this time around. We can choose Frankie again, set this to crew and launch. Frankie once again is not doing fine. That's because he's doing all the attacking and everything. Come on, start that rocket up. We're gonna unequip that suit and oh my gosh, no. It became a worn Atmos suit. That is really bad luck, I have to say. But I believe he's going to make it. As for Otto, I believe we're almost done here. Yeah, the layer of insulation is down. I would like to get rid of the last remaining water. And then we're gonna hook up the first oil reservoir as well. Actually, thinking about it, we could get this started right here quite easily. Set up a little ladder system and we want to start digging over here. This should not be a problem. No spore kits around. We'll have another layer of ladders at this point, I guess. and we're gonna dedicate our time to this oil reservoir. We will be getting some natural gas in the joint. Maybe that is another problem we should address in this world. Namely, setting up a gas pump approximately here in order to take out all the bad gases. And we're just gonna go ahead and connect this over here. Gonna need some power as well. What else do we need? Yes, of course, I need to be able to shut off the pump. There we go. I think the rocket just arrived. Let's check it out. Wonderful. This means right in this storage bin, I also would like to keep the eggs, the pip eggs. So 1 pip egg for me, and we're gonna increase the size of this storage slightly. Actually, that's something I never really checked out. How much mass? 2000 grams for 1 pip egg. So we only need 5002 kilograms of space in this chest. Let's allow everyone in this module. And Frankie, all you really need to do is go over here in order to pick the egg up. Yes, Marie, you're the only one I can rely on, really. Okay then, gonna change this to crew again, and we're gonna send this rocket back with the pip egg. That was its only mission, really. Frankie, you return home. Wonderful. This is really good news. We don't need to store this in here any longer. And as soon as we are back, we can finally take care of the nature reserve as well. Frankie is coming back home. Wonderful. We're gonna set this to all again and release him from his duties. The suit and the egg should be grabbed very shortly. What we want to do right now is set up a storage bin in this area. Let's give this some priority, and then we need to re-establish our natural tiles and just have the egg hatch in this room. I'm also gonna go ahead and finally give this room its deserved drywall. Now, I believe we wanna leave out the tiles that I'm actually gonna convert into natural tiles. Yeah, as a matter of fact, we need to wait with this a little bit, because we need to go ahead and set up a couple of tiles in order to do so. Let me see. We want to go ahead and... Ooh, this is going to be difficult here. I would like to see some copper here, mechanized airlocks, and then just temporarily I'm gonna need an exit point right here in order to be able to deconstruct the airlock once I build these tiles here. But yeah, we're gonna use the trick of deconstructing an airlock surrounded by tiles in order to create a natural tile. Frankie, before I forget, you can actually spend your day in bed here. You're welcome. By the way, slowly but surely we're sucking out the chill out of this biome here. So this is not going to be a viable solution for much longer. Well, probably still a couple of 100 cycles, but it's worth keeping that in mind. Storage bin is in place. We want to go ahead and grab the pip egg. Now it really actually starts to lag here. It is really noticeable ever since a couple of episodes. Probably since we started exploring the third planetoid. Anyhow, this guy here is ready, so we're gonna go ahead and deconstruct this door. We should be ready with the left side then. Pipek is already in place. Deconstruct the storage bin again, and we're just gonna let it hatch here on the floor. And there we go. Lindsay made the first tile. Wonderful. We can get rid of that. And then I guess we want to build these 2 tiles. However, after that, we will not be able to exit this room as long as we don't deconstruct anything. Ah, wonderful. Ren is actually doing it. Great job, Ren. Now you can deconstruct this door and then deconstruct the tiles again. And we should be good with this one. We're then going to set up a couple more tiles, 1 more mechanized airlock. And we're almost done with the preparations here. I'm not even gonna need the critter drop-off point. What I do need, however, is maybe another storage bin with the seeds that I want to be planted here. Wonderful. All the natural tiles are in place. Please do not pick up the egg. Thank you. How long is it still taking? It's actually at 47%, so it's gonna take a little bit more time to incubate. So what we could actually do is set up a crop here that we require, such as the meal lice. On the other hand, I'm curious if we could set up dust caps. It might not work because they require carbon dioxide, but this might just be for the farm tile. Yeah, not quite decided on that one yet. Anyways, let's check back with R2. What are you doing? Still setting up the pump here. Jeez. And he actually started to make his way into the oil biome. This is good news. We need to decide how exactly we want to do this, and my suggestion is to actually start encasing the first 2 oil wells. The oil wells are going to produce an awful lot of natural gas as well, and it's also going to be pretty toasty. Let me see, there are some more oil wells here on the right side. I'm not sure we ever will have to tap into these ones. I'm first gonna make a contraption just for these 2 oil wells here. So we will be encasing these and remove everything in the middle here. And then we also want a liquid lock to actually get into the room. We could use the crude oil here to create the liquid lock right away. So if we set up a staircase pattern like so, this might actually already work. Yeah, I need to be able to go down here. So this should also be a tile. But as we go ahead and actually start digging this up, we should see the crude oil flowing down. And some of it is going to remain on the staircase, creating that liquid lock. So I guess Otto is going to be busy with that for a couple of cycles. What the heck is Marie doing? Where's my second oxygen mask? This is so weird. One oxygen mask just disappeared. I guess we're gonna create another one. Alrighty, as you can see, we are almost ready here with Otto. I decided we're just going to pump up the natural gas together with the carbon dioxide. And it's gonna get filtered out in my main base anyways. We need to have a look at utilities. Curiously enough, the oil well is actually in here. Now, this thing is going to take some energy, isn't it? 240 watts, that's not even that bad. That is something we could have running all the time. There also doesn't seem to be an overheat temperature. This is actually very important. And it looks as though this is where it goes. Essentially, this means we're gonna get oil at a very high temperature, including the natural gas. And we need to make sure we can build a gas pump out of steel. Now, I do not have any steel in this world whatsoever. That means we need to send some over. I'm not gonna do any more than I require, so 50 kilograms of steel it is we are shipping over. Ren is bringing the material, thank you very much, and then we want to ship this over right away. So that was fairly quick and painless. Let's see, let's get one of these pumps in here. Not copper, I wanted it out of steel. Where's my steel? Right there. So this goes here. We then want to pump everything up and it should just go here into the main line for the time being. So we are not going to do anything crazy with that. We're simply going to connect it right here. However, I would like to exchange all of these pipes with the insulated version. Otherwise, it's going to heat up the base tremendously. Also, we want to set up an Atmos switch right there. Hook this up with some wiring. And then we can actually decide at which pressure we want the gas pump to run. My power situation here is slowly but surely getting more precarious, so we'll have to take care of that soon as well. For now, I'm just gonna relay the power, and then in due time I suspect we have to upgrade it. Also, we're still using lots of coal here. This is not necessarily a problem though. So this is gonna be a very simple system. We are not gonna need to cool anything down in this regard. All we have to do, of course, is make sure we get some water in the joint. Let's see. Right now it looks as though I already hooked up a spot here for the piping. Let me actually get rid of the confusing piping here. We don't need everything. What I would like to see maybe is some insulated piping going down the same pathway as our gas line. We're just gonna bring this over here and hook it up to the oil well. So water is what we're gonna need from the main base. We could simply grab this line here for the time being. And what we want to see is this go through there into this spot. Do not need any of that. However, we're gonna need a bridge. So that should be built soon. And then we already took care of water going to the second planetoid. Okay, now I'm gonna let Otto do the building here a little bit. And I'm gonna tune back in once we see how this is exactly adding up and working. Alrighty, it is a couple of cycles later and we are almost done with building this contraption. I noticed, of course, that we still need a liquid pump in order to actually pump up the oil. So I brought some more steel with me. We're gonna place this guy right there. And in terms of automation, I'm actually gonna set up a hydro sensor here on the second tile in order to determine when we want to enable the pump. I will actually bring the liquid pipe around here. We're gonna go ahead and cut this off. This here will be our future oil line that I'm just gonna bring all the way up to bring to our main base. And we want to bring it from the bottom up. We're gonna hop over here and connect it right there. So pretty straightforward. Now I was thinking maybe we should swap to conductive wires altogether. What we could do is make use of the lead we already have in this world. So I think I'm just gonna exchange all the wires with that. And so we will be getting double the capacity and don't run into any issues with wires actually overloading. But I will have to exchange all the wires I currently have placed here to make this work. This could actually be a slight problem because we have to make our way in here. I think I'm just gonna wait for a dormant phase to do that. I set this Atmo sensor to 10 kilograms, so as soon as that is reached within this place, we're gonna pump up the natural gas. As a side note, I also had my first poke shell spawn here for the printing pod. That is gonna be important for the future to replenish our sand. Well, we do not lack much sand right now. Also, Nisbet got her second skill point in bedside manner. We can now utilize the clinic almost to its fullest extent. I also did enable this pump here every now and then in order to get rid of the excess gases, especially polluted oxygen, some chlorine and carbon dioxide. I think to wrap up the episode, I would like to see certain things being built right now so that we can enable the water and actually start producing the oil. And Nisbet just got another skill point. I think I'm just gonna see it through with her doctoring skills. And afterwards we're gonna take care of other things such as operating, which she also has prioritized. In the meantime, Mary is actually completely finished hollowing out the planetoid, which is good news. I think she can already get started on collecting some materials while we are doing other things. I set this automatic dispenser to priority 4 and sweep only. So now every time we are starting to sweep up materials, she should be bringing them over there. And I think we're just gonna start here with the top portion, maybe dig out some more material. This way at least she will have something to do, not idling around. I decided to already take care of the cabling here as well. Now we have some other gases in the joint, doesn't matter. It's gonna be resolved very shortly. All I care about now to wrap up this episode is to actually get the oil well running for the first time. Atro is doing his best, he's being quite efficient actually. However, it certainly does take a while to keep a world intact with just one single duplicant. We could definitely use some more coal in the other world. Let's send over 10 tons. Now that we're actually gaining coal again, it shouldn't be an issue. Now, I think technically we can already get things going, even with some of the old cables in place. We're now pumping water from the main base into this planetoid. I don't think we're ever gonna need access to another liquid, so I do not have to worry about alternating liquids. But there we go, the oil well is going for it. It is going to fill up, and at some point it is going to overpressurize, at which point we need a duplicant to release the pressure. This is why we always need a duplicant in the world that actually spawns oil. All the other planetoids we should be able to completely automate, and once everything is built we don't require any more duplicant labor there. Of course, each planetoid has many materials that we want to bring over, and we will also have to set up automatic interplanetary launchers. I'm also gonna set the oil well to priority 8 so that it's always being taken care of. And then I think I'm actually gonna set up another hydro sensor here on the 3rd spot. Yeah, I'm actually gonna do that in order to dictate when the oil pump should stop running, because at this point we will have more than enough oil. Actually, let me put this here at the bottom and we're gonna set it to a very high setting instead. Also gonna connect this here with wire. First hydro sensor is in place. As soon as that is above 1 kilogram, and therefore in the second tile, I wanna activate the liquid pump. As for the second hydro sensor, I wanna send a red signal as soon as we have too much oil. So let's maybe set this to 800 kilograms of oil in the second tile. I think this slickster took care of the entirety of the carbon dioxide that was here, so maybe at some point we want to kill it off. Actually, it's not really necessary. Let's just have them in here as little pets. And there we go. The last element is also in place. What I haven't done yet is actually hook it up to the output slot of this world, the teleporter, because I first want to have a system on the other side that actually does take care of the oil. But I think this is pretty cool. It's very easy. Nothing should overheat since the important stuff we have built out of steel. And it should be another one of those machines we don't really have to maintain, because all we are using is water from the main base that we are maintaining right there. Okay, cool. I would say at this point we can actually wrap up the episode. I sure hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to support the video. That would be absolutely amazing. Have a great time, and hopefully I'm going to catch you in the next one. Bye bye.